Now at 10 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, the Victoria County Sheriff's Office captures a man wanted in 2 homicide cases.
Is the 4th time the charm? The Senate tries again to end the government shutdown. The latest ahead.
And fishers from across Texas head to Matagorda Bay for a first-of-its-kind tournament with big money on the line.
Well, we had our shower activity roll through the crossroads today, but are we going to see that again tomorrow? I'll be talking about that coming up.
And tonight we have multiple top volleyball games to look out for here tonight. We'll highlight these games and some football scores later on in sport.
You're watching 25 News Now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Shauna Curry.
And I'm Don Brubaker.
A man wanted for murder in California and a deadly shooting here in Victoria County has been captured. An arrest warrant for murder was issued for 41-year-old Seng Savin, also known as Vinnie Pugh, after the shooting death of a 47-year-old woman at a home in Telfiner this morning. Investigators say Savin is in the U.S. illegally and already wanted in a separate L.A. homicide in 2022. After an all-day search, he was taken into custody around 8 tonight along Houston Highway near the Victoria Regional Airport.
Today was a great show of resources and teamwork. We exhausted every resource possible, from drones to dogs to helicopters, lots of manpower. They were on scene within 9 or 10 minutes. Everything worked very seamlessly. So I'm proud of that. The community should be proud of that.
The sheriff says Savin and the shooting victim were roommates.
Part of John Stockbauer was closed as crews repaired down power lines. Around 11:30 this morning, an 18-wheeler leaving a parking lot caught a power line near the 3400 block of John Stockbauer. The line snapped and in the process brought down 2 nearby utility poles. No one was hurt. Victoria Police, the fire department, and AEP crews were on the scene working to clean things up and get the power situation under control. John Stockbauer Drive was shut down between Leary Lane and Mockingbird Lane, but it's now partially open.
Time now to check on our weekend weather. We saw a little bit of rain today, which, we had a break from it for a little bit.
And I think that Jacob has more in the forecast for this weekend for Tejas Fest. No?
Just a slight little chance, Don. Not like what we saw today. If you look behind me right there, we had a decent shower that had rolled through the crossroads, but relatively it was just a line that rolled right along the 59 corridor as well as down 77. And those rainfall totals were pretty nice out there. Close to an inch of rain down towards Refugio. Victoria here, about ½ an inch of rain was the most that I had seen. Port Lavaca, right around that as well. But if we zoom in closer into Victoria County, it was pretty widespread throughout. Some places saw some places saw a little bit closer to a quarter, but up north, it's right around ½ an inch. But we didn't really see rain at the airport, unfortunately, and temperatures were actually 92 degrees, which is 4 degrees above average for this time of the year. But our low for the morning, right around average for this time of the year. But we're going to be talking about the rain chance for tomorrow, as well as an increase in our temperatures coming up in the full forecast. Shauna?
President Donald Trump is freezing billions of dollars in federal funding for Democratic cities and states, with Chicago and New York City topping the list of targets.
This as the partisan standoff over the government shutdown continues. Tom Foreman takes a look at projects on the chopping block and the ongoing pressure campaign from the White House.
In the windy city of Chicago, $2.1 billion in federal funding for transit has been blown away by the White House, according to the Illinois governor, hurting our economy and the hardworking people. In New York, $18 billion federal dollars have been frozen for transportation projects. Amid all that, President Trump posted this video, portraying his budget boss, Russell Vought, as the Grim Reaper, who, like Trump, wants to pressure Democratic lawmakers from blue strongholds to end the budget stalemate that triggered the government shutdown.
We're not going to be held hostage to these kinds of insane, ridiculous demands by the Democrats.
One of the administration's tools for removing all that money is the idea that some of it might be spent to promote race and sex-based contracting, DEI programs that the White House has forbidden. But the administration has also canceled what it calls nearly $8 billion in green new scam funding, hammering 16 states, all of which Trump lost in the last presidential race.
We're going to count on energy imports.
The Secretary of Energy suggests red states may be involved as well, and he's just saving money.
These cancellation decisions absolutely not tied to the government shutdown.
Yet hundreds of millions in disaster preparedness grants are being withheld too. The White House is demanding states recount their populations in the wake of aggressive deportations so the distributions can be adjusted. That move came just hours after a federal court put a temporary block on efforts to divert FEMA funds largely away from Democratic-led states. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson says the president just wants the government running again.
And is he trying to apply pressure to make that happen? He probably is, yeah, and I applaud that.
But Democrats say Republicans' strong-arm tactics will not work.
They need to come to the table. We can go back to the White House, or they can come up here and we can have a conversation to end this shutdown. They're hurting the American people.
And there appears to be no end in sight. Measures to fund the federal government failed to get enough votes again today, with the lawmakers still deadlocked over enhanced Obamacare subsidies.
With the Senate not in session over the weekend, the standoff will likely extend into next week. Border Patrol agents and Customs and Border Protection officers are working without pay on day 3 of the government shutdown. The essential employees patrol the border wall and inspect vehicles at international bridges in Brownsville, Texas. But they will not receive paychecks until Congress reaches a budget agreement. The Rio Grande Valley sector reported 1,363 migrant encounters in August, a 50% increase from the previous month.
Going to go without paychecks this month. People like those in our community, such as the Border Patrol, custom agents, TSA officers, among many other federal employees. It's unacceptable that people won't be able to buy food to put on their table for tonight's dinner. Why? Because Democrats are playing games with the politics.
Border Patrol agents rely on Operation Stone Garden, which pays local law enforcement overtime to help patrol the borderlands. The program recently distributed $90 million to partner agencies, but additional funding remains frozen during the shutdown.
Questions of school safety are swirling around a 22-year-old man who reportedly enrolled in and attended a high school in Minnesota.
He hasn't been charged with anything, but he could face charges of fraud, forgery, and unlawful conduct with minors. Uba Ali spoke with the man on Thursday as he was dealing with another legal matter.
22-year-old Kelvin Lupke walked out of jail in Stillwater today after being held for a probation violation. He was convicted 2 years ago of sending an explicit picture to a 15-year-old girl. But that's not why we were there.
Did you enroll as a student at White Bear Lake Area High School?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
And
Can I not do this?
Did you pretend to be a teenager?
No, I had my ID for my other country.
And you're 22 then? Did you pretend to be 17?
In my other country, I was 18 actually. So yeah.
So you're saying it's a misunderstanding, your age?
Yeah, it's a misunderstanding, yeah.
And but you didn't pretend to be a teenager at the high school?
I had a different birth certificate on my other thing in Africa.
The White Bear Lake superintendent confirmed Lupke used a fake name, Kelvin C. Perry Jr., to enroll and even went out for the football team. The superintendent says Lupke presented a birth certificate from another country. On that document, he was 18. Court records state he's 22. The district says he enrolled as a homeless, unaccompanied youth. Under federal law, schools are required to enroll eligible students immediately, even if they cannot provide academic records or proof of residency. For 19 days, he walked the halls of this high school as Kelvin Perry.
We all feel very unsafe.
That's not the only high school he attended. From January 2022 to 2023, Forest Lake Area School District officials say Kelvin Lupke was a student there, but did not graduate. 2 districts, 2 identities. The family he was staying with during this school year told WCCO they believed he was at work this entire time. But this week, students at White Bear Lake say they recognized him from a mugshot out of Anoka County, where he was held for an unrelated charge. Right now, he's not charged with a crime in White Bear Lake, but police say they are pursuing possible criminal violations related to fraud, forgery, and unlawful conduct involving interactions with minors.
Texas game wardens recently stepped in to help Child Protective Services recover a child believed to be in danger. CPS had trouble locating the child because the family lives on a sailboat. That's when the game warden aviation unit took to the skies, spotted the boat in Galveston Bay, and wardens on the ground made contact. The child was safely turned over to CPS. The case remains under investigation, so no other details are being released right now. A key coastal monitoring station in Copano Bay is back online 8 years after Hurricane Harvey knocked it out. Texas Land Commissioner Don Buckingham announced today that the Ticoon station, part of the Texas Coastal Ocean Observation Network, has been fully rebuilt. It tracks real-time data like tides and weather, which can be crucial during storms and other emergencies. Buckingham called it a big win for coastal safety and resilience, saying it's all part of the state's push to better protect and understand the Texas coast.
If you want to vote in the upcoming November 4th election, you've got until Monday to get registered. This year, Texans will weigh in on 17 proposed changes to the state constitution, plus local and special elections, depending on where you live. Secretary of State Jane Nelson is urging everyone to plan ahead, starting with making sure you're registered. Just go to votetexas.gov to check your status or print out a registration form. Early voting runs October 20th through 31st, and again, Election Day is November 4th. Refugio County Judge Jayla Pointer is officially running for re-election. First elected in 2023, Judge Pointer says she's committed to keeping Refugio County moving forward with a focus on infrastructure, emergency preparedness, and economic growth. She says her Horizon Refugio 2036 plan will guide smart development, especially as the county gets ready for the Interstate 69 relief route. Pointer is also known for her legal background, community work, and open-door leadership style.
Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 10, TikTok under fire for steering young users toward inappropriate content. The watchdog investigation coming up.
Also ahead, your health insurance costs hang in the balance as Congress debates subsidies. The surprising poll results just ahead.
A new report says TikTok is steering young users towards sexually explicit content through its own search suggestions. The watchdog group Global Witness created fake accounts posing as 13-year-olds in the UK. Even with restricted mode on, the app still suggested highly sexualized content. TikTok responded saying it is committed to keeping the platform safe. The findings add to growing pressure in both the U.S. and UK for stronger online protections for children and tougher age verification rules for tech companies. Well, Tilly Norwood is the latest actor, so to speak, to find herself in the spotlight, but not for her performances. It is Tilly herself who's making headlines. She is an AI generated and a glimpse into what is possible with this new technology.
Maribel Gonzalez has more on why Tilly is stirring controversy in Hollywood.
Tilly is not the first AI character, and she definitely won't be the last. But this creation is the latest flashpoint in the film industry's ongoing debate over a technology that many creatives fear is stealing their work and could one day replace them.
Let's get to know each other, and thanks for watching.
Meet Tilly Norwood. She looks like a woman, except she's an artificial intelligence-generated actress. Seth Schachner from Strat Americas, a Los Angeles-based consultancy in media and tech, says he's seeing advancement.
She looks incredibly real, and these technologies are getting better and better.
Tilly is drawing criticism from many in Hollywood, including actor Emily Blunt.
That's an AI.
Yes, that is the...
Good Lord. We're screwed.
Aline van der Velden, the founder of AI production studio Particle 6, responded to the backlash, saying in part her creation Tilly is not a replacement for a human being, but a creative work, a piece of art.
AI has been, an increasing, if quiet, part of the ecosystem out here in LA that, serves pretty productive needs. It helps with cost, it helps the user experience.
But the Screen Actors Guild president says Tilly is a mashup of their actors' talent.
It is a synthetic creation garnered from ill-gotten data, the data that comes from our performers.
The use of AI in Hollywood played a key role in the 2023 writers and actors strikes, which ended with agreements to regulate its use by studios and streaming services.
If it's used by any of our signatory producers or companies, they have to notify us, and they have to bargain with us, and they have to compensate with us.
Tilly's creator adds that Tilly represents experimentation and not substitution, and she hopes that we can welcome AI as part of the, quote, wider artistic family. We did reach out to Particle 6 for further comment. Van der Velden's team told us she had no other statements beyond her social media post at the moment. Reporting in Los Angeles, I'm Maribel Gonzalez.
A clear majority of Americans support extending the Enhanced Affordable Care Act premium subsidies. A poll from nonpartisan group KFF shows 92% of Democrats, 82% of independents, and even 59% of Republicans backing the move. Congressional Democrats want the extension included in the funding deal for next year, while GOP lawmakers push a clean resolution without it. KFF warns that if the subsidies lapse, Obamacare premiums could more than double. Cosmetics with added SPF may seem like a convenient shortcut in your beauty routine.
Yes, but the American Academy of Dermatology does not recommend relying on them to protect your skin from sun damage. With more, here's ABC's Melissa Adon.
Some moisturizers and makeup foundations do contain SPF, which helps block harmful sun rays. But the American Academy of Dermatology says if you're spending time outdoors, you need a separate broad-spectrum sunscreen with an SPF of 30 or higher to ensure your skin is fully protected. It's not that makeup with SPF doesn't work, it's just that you'd need to slather on generous amounts to get adequate coverage, way more than would easily blend into your skin. Instead, apply sunscreen first, give it a few minutes to absorb, then apply your makeup on top. Layering up is the way to go for your skin's health and for your best look. With this Medical Minute, I'm Melissa Adon.
The first ever Velocity Power Sports fishing tournament is setting sail tomorrow as anglers from across Texas compete for the grand prize. The tournament is the first of its kind, adding the requirement of having a personal sea craft, usually set only for open water tournaments. This tournament is set in Matagorda Bay as boats launch from the Port O'Connor Fishing Center. First place earns a $2,000 prize and other merchandise. The top 7 finishers win cash prizes.
We wanted to do something different, and they happened to hit one right up my alley because I'm on the saltwater every weekend. And so it's one of those things where we're definitely looking forward to the future with it. I'm absolutely excited.
Check-in begins at 5:45 in the morning. Boats launch at sunrise. Official rules can be found in the events tab on their website, atzp.com.
Well, when we come back, we're going to be talking about our full moon that's coming up over the next couple of days as well, how that could affect the coastline, especially this weekend. Well, Crossroads, our full moon for the month is going to be called the harvest moon, as well as called the hunter's moon. It was back then when the hunters actually still use it, but the hunters would allow for extended hunting hours over because of this bright light per se here. And it will be a super moon as well, so it'll be about 14% larger than normal here, but that'll also affect the tide area right now. Coastal flood advisory up till Sunday morning because of the astronomical tide levels, of course, because of the supermoon, but as well as the swell energy, because we have a mid-upper level low that is going to be coasting along the coastline. So rip currents will be high, 20% chance for some rain, and the surf height would be about 3 to 5 feet in that height range. But there's that mid-upper level low right there just off the coast of Louisiana, as well as that this mid-level high right here, and that's actually keeping us a bit warm. But fortunately, it is going to be shrinking there over the next couple of hours here. So by Saturday afternoon, we'll see that mid-upper level low actually push out towards the Houston area. And that's something that we're just going to have to continue to watch as it approaches the state of Texas here. But following that, once again, more high pressure. So temperatures will once again go back up. But the shower activity, especially for tomorrow, because I know we have Tejas Fest going on here. So we're seeing some light shower activity here possibly tomorrow morning along the coastline, thanks to that mid-upper level low. Really going to struggle getting more of that inland because of just the nature of this system here. It's a very warm core system. It doesn't really like that dry stuff until it makes its way on land and will eventually weaken. But by 4 p.m. here, we'll start to see some more isolated shower activity pick up here. So we're keeping it about 20%, but relatively it's going to be more along the coastline as well inland here. But by 12 a.m., we are going to be seeing that system move inland. Could see some more shower activity begin to pop up there for Sunday morning as well. But here's an extended look at the future tracker here within the higher resolution. We see that counterclockwise rotation. They're very hurricane, tropical storm-like. That's kind of the nature of this system here, but looking like it's going to be right in around the Houston area there. But we're still going to be watching this because if it makes it a little bit farther south, could get a little bit more rain with it, but still going to keep it about 20 to 30% here for Monday. But for your daily planner, sunny skies to mostly sunny skies throughout the day with a 20% chance for rain, typically in the afternoon time with east-southeasterly winds as well. Port Lavaca going to be a little bit windier though because of that system. It's got about 15 to 20 mile per hour winds, especially in the afternoon time with mostly sunny skies to partly cloudy skies, as well as Cuero going to keep it relatively sunnier as well. But the next 7 days, 20% here for tomorrow, 91 degrees. It'll be a little bit cooler than it was today, but still going to be relatively warm. Sunday, Monday, 30% chance for some rain because of that mid-upper level low. And then temperatures increase because high pressure will follow that soon after. Now, don't forget to scan the QR code for more news, weather, and sports. And speaking of sports, we got football with Max.
That's right, Jake. We have arrived to week 6 of high school football. In a matter of moments, we're going to reveal 2 final scores from tonight's action where we have week 6 Crossroads Football Live. That's coming next. Now, I know everyone's excited for week 6 of Crossroads Football Live. It's going to start here in 10 minutes time. Before we get to that action, though, we're going to highlight some quick volleyball scores that we had there from tonight's action. Let's first check out with the Calhoun Sand Crabs facing the Beeville Jones Trojans tonight. And the Sand Crabs officially improved to 21-10 overall, and they beat a team that's 32-5 in Beeville Jones there in straight sets. Got some big-time plays from Mackenzie May that got some stuff, get some big-time kills. Laney Wood helped out as well there for the Sand Crabs. They're going to be back in action there next week in district play. Goliad is now improving now to 33-4 at the big district class win over the Luling Ingles at the Goliad Event Center. Got some big production from Addison Yendry and Maven Wunsch tonight. They're going to be traveling out to Karn City to finish off the first half there of district play. That's going to be on October 7th. Now from Victoria West, they faced the Fort Bend Kemner Cougars. That updated it's actually Victoria West won that one there 3 sets there to 1 in that contest. Isabella Bazell had the way with 14 kills, and they beat Richmond Randall there. They're going to host them actually there Tuesday night. Speaking of Richmond Randall, Victoria East battling that team, and that's also updated score between both sides of it. Victoria East there won 3 sets to 1 over Richmond Randall in that contest, and Richmond Tumas will be playing there Tuesday night. Camry King had 15 kills, 19 digs, and 1 ace, and Jade McIntosh had 21 assists and 6 digs. Again, they're going to be hosting them next week. Now from volleyball action to week 6 football action, where tonight we're going to reveal 2 final scores before our show starts up here in 9 minutes. So without further ado, let's check it out. Refugio Bobcats. Officially, we're facing the Refugio Coffer Seahawks, and Refugio gets the big time winning 74-0 there for the Refugio Bobcats. They officially now are 2-0 there in district play. They are going to host the Santa Maria Cougars there at home next week. How about Hallettsville? They face Rockport Fulton there on the road, and Hallettsville, after they got a big time close win last week there over the Beeville Jones Trojans, they lose this one out in Rockport 34-13. So they're going to begin district play there next week versus the Hitchcock Bulldogs, who are a very talented team out there in their district. Because again, in that district, got Columbus, Yoakum, Hitchcock. It's going to be a challenge there for Hallettsville the rest of the way. And that's going to do it here in sports. Don, Shauna, back to you.
Max, thank you, and stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 10, we'll take a last look at your weather. Plus, this Dallas Homes Halloween decorations are a real scream on social media. The frightfully popular display coming up.
Thanks, Dan and Alma. Tonight, we say goodbye to Brooklyn.
I wish I were big.
Taylor Swift fans are shaking it off in a whole new way. To celebrate her latest album, Life of a Showgirl, an instructor in Colorado created a Taylor Swift yoga class, blending music, moves, and a little fun. But it's also about giving back. The event raises money for Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, a nonprofit that provides free books to children under 5. Fans say it's the perfect way to honor two icons at once, supporting Swift, supporting Dolly, and strengthening the community.
Fall is here and pumpkin patches are popping up across the country, but in Rhode Island, one church is using thousands of pumpkins for more than just decoration. Volunteers unload trucks full to create a patch that raises money for the Welcome House and Warm Center, helping with housing, meals, and social services. Over the last 10 years, the Pumpkins for a Purpose fundraiser has donated more than $100,000, turning a seasonal tradition into a community lifeline. Wow, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Tis the season to get those pumpkins going for good reason.
Doesn't feel like it outside, though.
Well, no, but now as we're looking ahead to tomorrow, now Shauna is emceeing the Alzheimer Walk in the morning. Then we'll be out there in the afternoon for Tejas Fest, the fishing tournament in the morning, Port O'Connor, and for the weather, you're saying.
So we'll work inland. We have the fishing tournament. It's going to be a little rough on the seas. See about a 20% to 30% there within the coastal counties. We move farther into Victoria, it'll be 20% chance for rain through the afternoon time. I think it'll be relatively clear for the morning time, just in time for the Alzheimer's Walk. But for Tejas Fest, maybe want to bring that umbrella just in case, but more shower activity later on, and well, it's warmer temperatures.
All right, looks like we'll see more of the rain at the end of the weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what it's looking like right now.
All right, we hope so. Well, a Dallas area mansion, it was actually known for its viral Christmas lights, is now turning heads with a Halloween display, and it's drawing big crowds again. The spooky setup in Preston Hollow went viral on TikTok, but neighbors worry about a repeat of last year's chaos when traffic, trash, and damage cost the city over $25,000 in police overtime. This is a pretty extravagant display. This isn't just a few decorations. Now a Dallas City Council member wants tighter rules for home events that cause major disruptions, including short-term rentals and house tours. Neighbors say they want people to enjoy the decorations, but just be respectful.
Well, that's easy to say.
Right.
Are they going to go person by person? I mean, that's really tough. That's a fantastic display, and they should just enjoy it and then walk away and then tell your friends and your family about it. But don't cause any kind of litter. Or no, that's
it's a hard balance because, you know, you want people to come out and enjoy it, but, you know, again, you don't want traffic to be blocking your neighborhood. You don't want there to be just, you know, noise and disruptions, things like that. So I haven't seen any Halloween decorations like that around here. They've been pretty, you know, typical, I guess you could say.
Got it.
So, well, thanks for joining us tonight.
Join 25 News Now and CrossroadsToday.com this weekend. Stay tuned. Crossroads Football Live is next. The latest and the greatest Texas high school football.